guys, what is up? It is Monday Motivation, my favorite night of the week. If you do not know who I am Pamela, aka Scooterrenee. I am your host of tonight's Monday Motivation, as I am for every Monday Motivation. So, welcome in, everybody. Make sure you do the YouTube things. You subscribe to my channel. Ring that bell to be notified of all notifications so when I go live or upload new content, you don't miss a single thing that I do. And then also, if you will give me a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that as well. So, just 3 little things I need for y'all to do: subscribe, ring the bell, and thumbs up. That would be awesome. Welcome to the new people. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're watching the playback, that's perfectly fine. I just want to make sure I say welcome to the new people. Welcome to my OGs. You all know who you are, and as well as the playback crew. So if you want to become part of the playback crew, that's perfectly fine. Just goes to show you do not have to catch me live when I do these, but it's a lot more fun when I do these live. So welcome in, everybody. Ring my bell, Robin. Let's see. First in is Selena. Welcome in, Selena. Good to see you. Glad you are here, my feather sister. We got Robin Wagner. Welcome in, Robin. Good to see you as well. We got Cool Ranch, my sister. I can't remember what you said before. Cool Ranch. What is it? My something from father or something like that, wasn't it? I don't remember. But anyway, she's my sister too. Thank you. Back to that red. Gotta have some fun. Gotta have some sassiness, some feistiness, some fire. Yes. Nancy Smith, welcome in. Good to see you. Lisa D, how are you? I hope you're recovering well. Welcome in. Good to see you. We got Kathy Sweet. Hello, Miss Kathy. Good to see you. All right, I think I've got everybody. My sister from the same father. There we go. I knew it was something to do with God and everything, but I cannot remember what it was. So welcome in, everybody. I'm sure everybody will come in as they get the notification. People will be bouncing back and forth. So we'll go ahead and get started. Tonight's topic is all about what we are a yes for. We all know that when we say yes, that it means that we are expressing affirmation that we accept or we agree to something. So that is what we will be discussing tonight. Feel free to put in what you're a yes for in chat as we go along as well. I'll be asking you a very honest question at the end. So I'll be curious to see what everybody thinks after we talk about all this, right? So some of us say yes to everything, and then we realize we have too many sticks in the fire. That is me. When I worked for my stepdad, he always said, make sure you realize how many sticks in the fire that you have, because, or he would say, you got too many sticks in the fire. You need to, dump one. So, but we're running around to get things done and keep up with the act that we can do it all. And I'm probably one of those people, as I mentioned. I don't know what to do with myself without juggling all the plates and or the balls, whatever you want to reference that to. But I don't know what to do. I don't know how to react. And even though it stresses me out and I kind of lose my patience and my cool and everything, I function very well at that as well. So I get that buzzing noise going on in my head, and I like hearing that buzz most of the time. I feel productive and I feel like I'm achieving a lot as well. I am woman, hear me roar, all those great things. My camera's distracting me. It looks like I'm slanted. I'm going to have to get this setup figured out here one of these days. Corinth says, irons in the fire. Yes, I've heard that one too. Oh, I do that with my kids and grandbabies, etc., right? Yep, I've heard both. I've heard irons in the fire and sticks in the fire. In fact, I think he had some motivational sign or something that talked about sticks in the fire. So some of us, we just say yes to say yes. It just constantly comes out of us as a automatic answer. And we don't really mean it, or even we realize that we say yes because it's just a habit for a lot of us. And yet, the things we should say yes to, some don't even know why they should say yes to them. But those are the things that will push us, that will grow us and get us out of the comfort zone. Those are the things we should say yes to give us that buzzing sound. So during tonight's discussion, I want you to ask yourself, what are you a yes for? Have you ever even thought about what you're a yes for? Is this the first time you've heard of this? Because there are some things that we shouldn't be a yes for, and there's probably a lot more. But there are certain things that we should be a yes for, especially when it's pushing us out of our comfort zone, it's making us grow and be more productive and everything. Positive spot thought. Saying yes to happiness means learning to say no to things and people that stress you out. That's a big one for me. Everything in the world began with a yes. One molecule said yes to another molecule, and life was born. Does anybody in chat right now, do any of y'all know who Shonda Rhimes is? Anybody know who that is? My research led me a lot back to her. But if you don't know who she is the Titan, and that's what she calls herself. She is the Titan behind Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder, along with couple other shows. And her journey is incredible. Wow. See, I didn't know who she was until I started researching this. But I'm going to have to admit, I'm not a Grey's Anatomy fan. I'm not a Scandal. I mean, if I watch it, I get into it, but I'm not one of those like, oh, I got to watch it, or How to Get Away with Murder. I did like that show. But again, it wasn't one that I thought of like, oh, I cannot miss this show at this time on this night, Hey, Patsy, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm really impressed with y'all. But she did an experiment for 1 year where she would say yes to all things that scared her. And I found that so very interesting. Now, we're not talking about things that are trivial, that scare you for a good reason, but saying yes to things that can make you nervous, that takes you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to say yes to. Volunteering, learning a new profession, doing live YouTube, those kind of things that can push you out of your comfort zone and make you grow. And it's something you should say yes to. I find myself more and more to say yes to things that take me out of my comfort zone. I mean, what do I have to lose? What do you have to lose when we get pushed out of our comfort zone? I like that adrenaline rush of the unknown. It's why I like to ride some scary rides, or used to, probably can't do anymore now, or watch some horror movies. It gets that adrenaline going. And it's like, oh, it's why I wanted to zip line and why I want to do other things that push me. And I never thought with the zip line that I would ever put my trust in the harness and the line itself and everything, but I did it. So, but those kind of things, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about with the buzzing. For me, I call it buzzing. I like that constant buzzing in my head of doing something. So I never have, and I think many of you will agree with me, I've never liked to public speak at all, at least not at college. I hated my communications class where I had to get up and do speeches. Hated that class. And it was probably one of my 8 o'clock classes. And why I decided freshman year to do 8 o'clock classes, I will never know. But I did them. Hey, Ashley Pope, welcome in. Jimmy Mac, when are you coming back? Welcome in. So, when I did Posh Fest for Poshmark in 2019, it was right before, COVID and all that happened. And it was in Phoenix, Arizona. And I was speaking in front of hundreds of people about why my inventory system worked. Did I want to do that? No. But I said yes. I knew it would push me out of my comfort zone. I knew I would overcome something that I learned or that I feared. And I knew I would come out winning on the other side. Did I really want to show my face to people that I don't even know at Posh Fest and be judged, or better yet, when I start my YouTube or reselling? Did I really want to show my face day in and day out, sell things to people at first? Being judged or risking being made fun of? No, but I said yes. Hey, Janet, welcome in. Good to see you. And there are many other examples like these in my life that has happened recently. However, the very act of doing anything that scares me is undid that scare. So when I was thinking about doing Monday Motivation, another one, I really questioned if I was good enough. Could I be good enough? Did I really want to set out and possibly put egg on my face? Could I inspire people and motivate people to where they felt they were being fed? No, but I said yes. And again, just doing the thing that scares you the most undid the fear. It will undo the fear. Kind of like that zip lining thing I was telling you about. Never done it before. And like I said, I never put my trust in a harness and a line to zip me across to the other side like that, many feet above ground, But after I did it, it undid my fear for it. I came out winning on the other side. And I find myself able to speak comfortably on auctions now, where I used to not feel that comfortable. I wanted the other person to speak and only spoke when I had to. But when I had to decide if I wanted to carry on my own, if I wanted to still make this possible, future goal of becoming a full-time reseller, then I was going to have to do this no matter how much it scared me. And I needed to push myself out of the comfort zone of being on with just one person and doing it on my own and meeting new people as well and connecting with new people that I had not ever done auctions with before. It also got me to bring my husband on board with me and have him at first, he just helped me out. He didn't even talk at first. He just showed the item. And, but having him, yes, there was a comfort there. But again, it was up to me that presented the item, that told you what it was and everything, that it still pushed me out of my comfort zone. Right, Ashley? And there's times I find myself a lot of times now, it's like, okay, just do it. Because once you do it, you can't turn back, So, and I'll never forget one of these nights, I'll have to tell you the full story to you guys. But when I got pregnant with my first daughter, I was in college and I didn't tell my parents face to face. I sent them a letter. And I remember that feeling of just dropping in the mailbox, because once you drop in the mailbox, there's no taking it back. And I guess that's how I function in life pretty much, is once I do it, I can't take it back. So I might as well just do it and face it, right? So I'll tell y'all that story another time. But let's see if I left anything out. So I also find that it helped me at meetings, at vendor fairs as well. It's so much easier now just to speak. Some of it is thanks to Dale Carnegie training, of course, but also simply because I just did it again and again. And I said yes again and again. The fear of speaking to people, the anxiety I would get, has now pretty much just gone. I still get nervous. Don't get me wrong. I do. And sometimes I still wait for the other person to speak because a lot of times I can feed off of that pretty easily. Um, but I find that I can now throw myself out there and say what will be, will be. Just like dropping that letter in the mail. What will be, will be. I can't do anything else. But I sometimes actually crave it because I like that buzzing noise in my head. There's so much power in one little word, and that is saying yes, that one little word. And the word yes, it can change your life. No, thank you. Cool. Remember, though, that there are times that we can say yes too much. Again, have all the sticks, all the irons in the fire. I will realize that I am overworked, overused, overdone, burned out, call it what you will. And that buzzing sound in my head, it will stop. And maybe I can hear the faint buzzing because there are things I'm passionate about, like Monday motivation and meeting people and doing my auctions and everything. But I'm passionate about it that I will continue to do, but the strong buzzing sound there won't be there. So even that can start to come unravel a bit. And it sounds like it's just the engine, it just stops. And the buzz sound can become broken as well, especially when the love of doing the things that we are saying yes to before the buzzing stopped, that we find ourselves not loving to do as much as we did before. Right, Robin? It's always hard for me to say no. And I think I'll tell you guys, I'll tell y'all this in a little bit. But I will find myself, I still do my 40-hour work week. I go through the motions. I still do my auctions each week. I go through the motions. I still help out at the flea market. I go through the motions. I still do the things, whether I'm loving it or not, regardless if that buzzing sound is loud or not. But sometimes I need to learn to put things on the burner before the burner gets placed on me. Because then, when that happens, like it has recently, I find I'm just not loving it. And so therefore I'm not going to be as committed as I once was. Probably during my recovery, up to here now, recently, I found myself not loving even that buzzing sound. The buzzing sound is a comfort sound for me. It's that sound that tells me I'm doing what I want to do. And I'm saying yes to what is most important to me. And it's a melody that carries me from one step to the next step. But the buzzing sound had died down quite a bit. And I hate admitting this stuff to you guys, 1000%. But yes, there were other things affecting that was out of my control as well. But I was dreading every day of going to work. Like it was a challenge for me to literally get out of my bed, to move my legs and get up on the floor. And this was before my neck surgery. And I would drum up all these ideas of why I couldn't go to work. Now, I would never do this because I've always been one to go to work. I've never not gone to work unless it was a downright, I'm throwing up, someone died, real big excuse or reason why I cannot go to work. Because I feel guilty if I don't. But it was really starting to become a challenge for me to where I was even thinking, well, what if I just quit? Yeah, I'll have to deal with, big man there, but, what if I just quit? I've never done that before. I've never just said, well, I quit. I've turned in a notice, but I always had another job backed up. But what if I didn't have anything else lined up? I mean, granted, I got my reselling, but still. And there was a guy in my office that was literally trying to get my boss to hire someone else and was doing it literally right under my nose. Like, I saw the girl that was brought in. They told her she was brought in for a reason. And when my boss met with her, she said, "Oh, well, they told me I'd be working for you." But now, fast forward, and that's been maybe right before my surgery. Fast forward, and Karma is truly who she says she is, because now he's being let go for his own performance. So I don't wish ill will on anybody, but I think this is really the first time in my life that I've witnessed karma, But I also found during this time that I was dreading doing auctions, and I was mad at myself for committing when I didn't want to commit. Instead of looking forward to things, I found myself dreading things. I found myself with too many sticks in the fire. And I didn't want you guys to know this. So while I didn't want y'all to know this, I'm still showing up that I'm going to do everything because I am a woman. Hear me roar. I am a titan. And I can do all things, and no one can tell me to slow down or stop what it is that I want to do. Because deep down, I do love what I do. Hey, Renee, welcome in. Good to see you. And I will never let that show, or try not to let it show on the screen when I'm having a hard day or when I'm just not feeling it. It's just not me. But all the colors were starting to become the same for everything I was doing. It was all becoming gray. There was really no color. It was all becoming one. And I was no longer having fun. And this is my life. That buzzing was not there. Not full force. Right? True colors show eventually sound like he was spending too much time trying to ruin you that he ruined himself. Right? I mean, again, I'm not bragging because he's got twin kids and he's got a little baby, brand new baby boy. But at the same time, I'm just like, you should have just kept your nose to yourself. But anyways. So what do you do when the work you love, the things you love to do, start to taste like dirt? Now, I know someone watching this now or maybe even later might be saying, "Oh, please, Scooter. Come on, please." But you do. You know that if you if you work, if you love what you do, being whatever it is that you love to do, whether it be job related, relationship related, hobby related, or spiritual related, when the buzzing stops, or whatever you call that noise in your head, when that stops, who are you? Who are you? When I lost my job at Morgan Stanley in 2013, because that was truly the last time I loved what I did in the field that I'm in. Because I worked with my stepdad, and the relationship and the work relationship was awesome. I was happy. But I become so wrapped up working beside my stepdad for 18 years, always saying yes, always jumping when I was told to, that when I lost that job and that interaction with my stepdad, that buzzing sound stopped for me. In fact, it's the first time I truly had a panic attack and truly felt like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't catch my breath. But I found myself then saying, who am I? What am I? Am I still I? Because I had lost my identity and all of that. This past year, almost 2 years of loss with 5 losses, I started worrying that the song of my heart ceases to play. Can I survive the silence? Well, yes. I found myself a few weeks ago or so when the buzzing stopped. I found myself focused and found myself still. And I started focusing on what I wanted to be a yes for. And I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect by any means, guys. Do not think that I've got it all figured out. I do not have it all figured out. But it's like the light switch was flipped. I'm remembering that play is the opposite of work. That's why I've been mouthier here lately, I think, on auctions. Or even here. I want to bring these great items to you guys, but I want to remember why I even started doing this to begin with. It was for the fun of it. It's never been about the money. It's never been a matter of how much I made. At least starting out, it didn't. And then it started becoming that. And I was just happy that I made something, which is also, I discovered why I haven't made this my full-time job yet. Because I want it to stay fun. I'm not dependent upon it. And so it can be fun. But something in me, it loosened and the door to my brain swung open and a rush of energy has come. It's not instantaneous, but it happens. I feel it. The buzzing sound is creeping back in, guys. It's creeping back. And the buzzing sound is not quite like it was before. It's not loud, and sometimes it's barely there, but it's back. It's a whole new vibration. And I'm finding myself to saying yes to what I truly want to say yes to. I'm finding myself able to let go and not worry about letting people down or myself down. And if anything, I have my heavy Roflo. Y'all know who he is. And that's what we joke about. And that's what we call him. I have my heavy to deal with those people that don't get it or don't want to get it. He will make sure they get it. So, and as long as I don't completely stop, that's all that matters. You see, there's no direct connection from your physical health and well-being and your mental state of being. There's no direct connection from your physical health and well-being to your mental state of being. Hey, Tammy, welcome in. Awesome. You amaze me. I can hide how I truly feel sometimes, but it's super hard for me too, right? Yes. Amen, Robin. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So let's talk about what we should be a yes for. What should we be a yes to? And I want to talk about there are 6 great reasons for you to say yes in your life. Number 1, saying yes opens you up to new challenges and opportunities. If you wait until you feel ready to step out of your comfort zone to pursue an opportunity, chances are that opportunity is going to pass you by. Saying yes means that you're open to moving past your comfort zone immediately and embracing a new challenge that is in front of you. By saying yes, you will naturally adopt a growth mindset and you'll lead with your curiosity. Sir Richard Branson says, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure how you can do it or sure that you can do it, say yes. Then learn how to do it later. Kind of like saying, do it now and ask for forgiveness later, you know? And I've always thought that. If I don't know how to do it, that's okay because they're going to teach me how to do it. So say yes to the opportunity and then learn how to do it. Number 2, saying yes invites collaboration. As a YouTuber and a reseller, I have a real respect and love for collaborating with others, whether it's other people that are doing the auctions, if it's companies that I've done some collaboration with. I have a true respect and love to do the collaboration with people. It's filled with freedom and also possibility. It's the ultimate yes. And unlike no, which shuts down conversations and progress, but saying yes opens up positive possibilities and invites others to build together, fostering collaborations, partnerships, and further discussion. So saying yes invites that. Fake it till you make it mentality. Yes, I had to come back for that one. Now I can't remember what it was, but yes. Number 3, saying yes empowers and affirms others. What if you start to say yes to the people in your life as a leader, a spouse, a partner, a friend, a parent, a child? What would that do for the people you work with, people that you live with, the people that you care for, and the people that you love? This makes me think of this past weekend. I had to say no to a couple of things and say yes to my daughter to do the vendor event and choosing to make memories with her. Choosing to say yes acts as an affirmation for others, to others in their ideas. You're holding space for them with your yes. You're paying attention to them, you're saying they matter, and you're giving the green light to them with your yes. Yes says in the deepest way that you trust them, and that empowers people. I know when I was getting too heavily involved in volunteering, working a lot at Hometown Country, and I was saying yes to them and no to my husband, I had to change that. Every other weekend is solely Robert's. Whether I did something on the weekend I was scheduled to volunteer at Hometown Country or not. This past weekend, I was scheduled to help at Hometown Country, but I chose my daughter. And this coming weekend is still Robert's because he matters so much to me. Number 4, saying yes creates an environment where it is safe to try, to fail, to learn, and to innovate. When you freely say yes, you are creating an environment that's risk tolerant. You're encouraging innovation by trying new things and using these successes and failures as learning opportunities. Number 5, saying yes makes life more fun. Consider how saying yes can bring you new sources of joy. Another quote from Sir Richard Branson. He also said that life is a lot more fun when you say yes. It's amazing how that one little word can lead you on an incredible adventure. And number 6, saying yes can heal you. And I discovered this when I was recovering from my neck surgery. It killed me to not offer my boss to go back to work sooner than I was supposed to, because I don't like letting people down, especially, family members, my boss, my friends. Don't want to let them down. It's important that we say a deep yes to the right things. Your mental health and physical health are really important. I've heard it said that if it's not a oh hell yes, then it's a no. And that leads me to wonder, no wonder that Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite wrestler. That's what he's always saying. Oh hell yes is in his intro when he comes out. Well, when he used to come out. You've got to say, or I guess he would say, give me a hell yes. Anyway, you've got to say the ultimate yes to taking care of yourself no matter what others may think. that was where I had to learn that my doctor says 6 weeks. He meant 6 weeks. So I had to say yes to taking care of myself no matter what my boss or anybody else thought. And the part that I struggle with the most, don't let the expectation of others, of the pressure of your circumstances, force you into a dangerous situation. There's that line you hear in theater that the show must go on. So here's the question I told you at the very beginning I was going to have for you. And I want you to be honest here. I've had to make myself really think about this as well. So now I'm going to pass it on to you for you to think about. The show must go on. For what? Why does the show must go on? Why does it have to go on? If you're not in the right place mentally to think through every move you have to make and or how you've trained for this moment, you're getting on the stage to perform in whatever fashion you're called to do. It could have disastrous results for you when you're not in the right place mentally. So why must the show go on? Whether you are a high-performing human, you're an athlete, or whatever that may be, doing what you do, the fact is you're still a human being. You're not a robot. And then here's the other toughie I've learned. And this is where I can sometimes be harder on myself. It doesn't matter how many people are counting on you to get out on that stage. It doesn't matter. Whatever it looks like for you, you have to prioritize your mental and physical health. You have to prioritize the yes that's deep in your soul. Yes, guys, if y'all can say a special prayer for Jimmy and Doug as well. They have a big day tomorrow. But that part right there, that was the hardest part for me to realize when I was finally having a breakdown with my stepdad, which was October 20 of 21, I think. Yeah. When it all comes full head, if you haven't heard anything else tonight, if you've kind of tuned me out, if you haven't heard anything else that I've said tonight, please, I want you to stop what you're doing and at least hear this part. When we say yes to the parts of ourselves that are telling us we aren't doing well, that we don't feel safe, we need to stop. We need to break off this relationship. We need rest. We need to stop using drugs. We just need to stop whatever it is. Sometimes the strongest and the bravest yes you can say is the one that you say to yourself. When you allow yourself to stop, to pause, or to walk away. That's the hard one for me because I had to walk away. There's no shame, but only respect for knowing your limits. Drawing that line in the sand, putting your foot down for what you need to do. And if anybody judges you for saying that yes to yourself so that you can heal, they don't deserve to be a part of your story. Anybody that judges you for saying yes for something for yourself so you can heal, they don't deserve to be a part of your story. So, what are you feeling inclined to saying yes to in the next season? You guys know that come January, and if y'all can believe it, here in 21 days, I'll be going over my past year accomplishments, my goals for 2024, my word or phrase of the year. So get your word or phrase of the year ready because we'll be discussing them. And my vision board. I started working on my vision board earlier tonight. I'll also be thinking of what I'm inclined to say yes to. So let me know in chat if you know now what you're going to be a yes to. Do you know what you're going to be a yes to in your next season? Because it's right around the corner. On my vision board, and I'll share this vision board with y'all when I get it done and when we're discussing these things. You know, I've got things on there because I'm turning 50 next year and everything. So I was looking at, decade, and I'm like 10 years. So between 50 to 60, this is my decade in my life that I'm looking so forward to. But I've got some things on my vision board that I'm really, excited about. I want to keep in front of me, things I want to accomplish. So that's right. Yes. And Lisa D is an awesome person, if I should say so myself. Corinne says, I'm not going to say yes to anything that doesn't make me feel good. Yes. Yes. That's it. Hate to break in again, but I went to Mayflower to church yesterday and got to see my daughter, son-in-law, and my grandson. Awesome. And Jimmy, if they're just as cute as you are, you got an adorable family. Anybody else? Anybody already know what you're going to be a yes to? Hey, Michelle. How are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. And see, if I hadn't said yes to doing auctions and all this, I would have never met all of y'all. And some of y'all, like Cool Ranch and Michelle at Mermaid Cove, I've known y'all since I first started. And that was, 2020? 2019? I don't remember, 2020, I think. Lisa D, I'll be 57 in a few weeks. You're still a young chick. I told Robert, I said, because this weekend, it wasn't a big weekend. But I got to spend time with my daughter and we made memories and we took a long trip to Lambert's Cafe. It's 2 hours away from where we were staying, and we drove 2 hours to get to where we were staying for the weekend. So we drove an extra 2 hours to just a restaurant and 2 hours back. And that's all we did was the restaurant. But those memories and laughing, and there were some tears, and stuff like that. Like, that's something I can't ever get back again. And so I was so glad I did it. But they said that the next event they're going to do next year is going to be November 1st and 2nd. I was like, well, that counts me out. And everybody's like, why? And I'm like, that's my 50th birthday. And I'm sorry, I'm going to do something big for my 50th birthday. I'm celebrating it. I'm not dreading turning 50. Yeah, I did that after Pamper Chef. I wasn't cooking anymore. Yep. Jimmy just turned 74. He's such a good-looking young man. I always tell Jimmy that if something ever happens to Robert, I'm going to move Jimmy in with me. I'm going to take care of Jimmy. He's like the older brother that I never had. Well, I can't say that. Jeez, I always make myself mess up on that. He's the older. I don't know. Right, Cool Ranch? Yes, would not have this phenomenal group of friends and extended family if God hadn't led me to YouTube auctions. Yes. That's so sweet. I love my Jimmy. All right. So before we get to the hashtag drawing, thank you guys for listening and being here. Again, if you're the playback crew, thank you for watching this back. I hope you'll leave a comment. Let me know if this helped you at all and what you're inclined to say yes to in the next season. Oh, here comes Ruflo. And everybody's going to agree to that, aren't you? There he is. He sits in the living room, watches his football, but he's always listening. Oh, and you got to see him Sunday? That's awesome, Jimmy. All right. Y'all see I got the sloth cup. Mix it up real good. Let's see who the November hashtag is. Thank you guys for being patient with me on this. Well, Jimmy Mac. I know it's backwards in the camera, but Jimmy Mac, you are the winner of November hashtag. How cool is that? Congratulations. So, Jimmy, you and I will discuss what you won. So, congratulations. I will do a short tomorrow to discuss who won there as well, in case any of y'all missed it. But congratulations, Jimmy. You deserve it, my friend. You all really deserve it. So, all right. Again, thank you guys for being here tonight. Tomorrow night, I'll be on with Elisa at 8 p.m. Central. Hopefully, we won't be running too late. I got my office lunch party tomorrow and Robert's office party tomorrow evening. So, hopefully, we'll still be here in time. Oh, hey, Tammy Mullinex. Welcome in. You're so awesome. So, tomorrow night will be Elisa at 8 p.m. Central. Wednesday night, Tammy and I will be back at it. We're going to be live. I moved the time up just 30 minutes early. So we'll be live at 7:30 p.m. Central. We're coming back at you. Thursday night, I will, of course, have Amy put down on my nose, but that throws me off so bad. Cool Ranch will be back with me at 8 p.m. Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central. And then Saturday, Elisa and I will be back together again at 8 p.m. Central. So lots going on this week. Scooter, off topic. I need your help with Poshmark. If you have a few minutes to chat, I'll call you. Yes, that'll be fine. You do that, girl. All right, guys. I hope you have a great week. What are you a yes for? Oh, thank you, Lisa. If I have a whole nother year. So be thinking about what you are a yes for, and I'll see you guys around the YouTube. Let's do this thing. Oops, gotta hit in. Bye, guys.